Hey guys, welcome back. So today I am pretty much just going to cut out all of the little chit chat stuff that I like to do at the beginning of each video because I'm cutting straight to the chase. I cannot wait to test this out. Like her or not, you do have to give her a lot of credit because I cannot think of any other palettes that have the most beautiful designs like hers do. Every single one of them is absolutely gorgeous. And let's just go ahead and open this up. Most of her palettes have just the most interesting array of shades. Look at how gorgeous these all are. When you look at all of the shades in here together, they don't look like they make a lot of sense, but when you open it the way it's kind of intended, I think, it really does all kind of come together. So each side of this palette, this one here says Saint, and this one says Sinner. Each flap has its own mirror, which is really neat, and when you open it up, so here is the Saint side. When you look at this, all of these are they're kind of cooler toned, a little bit more muted, and kind of more on the safe side. Now, swap over to the center side, and you get a whole bunch more bright, really warm toned colors that are definitely more bold and out there than the ones on the Saint side. I feel like when you look at them like that, like two halves of a palette, they make so much more sense. So there's the Saint again. There's the Sinner. And when you actually look at them together, they don't look like they belong together, but it makes total sense in the overall scheme and the way she designed the palette. I have been thinking about this palette all day because I knew it would be waiting for me when I got home. I still don't know what I want to do with it, but after looking at some more of these colors, there are a lot of nice reddish orangey tones, so I think we're going to go that route today. And I'm just going to go ahead and start mixing ones from each side. So I'm not going to just stick to the Saint side. I'm not just going to stick to the Center side. I'm going to try to use a combination of both. First off, I'm going to take a couple of colors from the Saint side because these are the lightest ones that she has that I think will be really good base colors and ones to start out with. So first of all, I'm going to take this really light bone colored shade here called Amen. There's really not much fallout from this. This is great. And just tap this all over the entire lid and up to the brow bone. Next up, I'm going to take the shade down here in the very corner on the Saint side called Baptism, and I'm going to lay this down as one of my first transition shades in the crease. Still not getting a lot of fallout so far with these shades, which is great. And just in general, her palettes, I don't tend to have a lot of fallout with most shades, so that's another thing that I do really love about all of her shadows in general. There's just so little fallout, it's amazing. Next up, I am moving on to the Center side, and I'm going to take the shade Murder and start running this in the deeper parts of my crease. I'm also going to be sure throughout this whole process to keep a nice clean brush on hand so that after each color I can go in and feather out the edges just to make sure that everything is blended with no harsh lines. And lastly in the crease, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and take a little bit of the shade here called Devil and just very lightly start running this in the deepest part of the crease and then kind of work it in the outer corner. Now I'm going to switch back to the Saint side and go into this shade here called Sacred Heart. I knew that I had to work this shade in somehow. This is just the most beautiful, kind of more dusty salmon shade. I have been looking for a color like this for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and take like a flat shader brush and just pop this all over the lid. Of all the shades I tried so far, this salmon shade definitely has more fallout than the others. It's not crazy, like it's not going everywhere, but definitely in the pan, there's a lot more kickback. Hopping back over to the center side, I'm going to take Revelation. This is the most beautiful warm brown with these kind of duochrome gold glitter, like flecks of glitter. It's so beautiful. I'm going to start working this on the outer corner of my eye. I think I'm actually going to stick with the center side for this and just go for it. I'm going to use this last shade down here at the bottom called Stigmata, and I'm going to just pop this on the center of my lid with my finger and kind of help blend it into that darker outer V that I've already got going on. Whoa. I barely touched this in the pan, and this is just like totally insane pigmentation here. I'm going to go back in with that same brown shade on the outer corner just to kind of intensify it a little bit more and help blend that red shade Stigmata into the rest of what I've got going on my lid. And lastly on the lid, maybe lastly, I'm going to take my finger and go into Relic and do this on the inner third. Yes, this is so pretty. I love this color. And then I'm going to take a clean brush and just kind of diffuse the edges between all the colors that I put on the lid so it all looks seamless. Kind of feel like my lids look like hot fire Cheetos right now. It's making me hungry. And I think for the lower lash line, I'm going to take some of the shade Rosary here and kind of blend it up and out into the brown in the outer V. And for real this time, lastly, I want to take a little bit of the shade here, Heaven, and tap this on the inner corner and also kind of like the inner third of the lower lash line as well. Ooh! Oh, I love this shade. Oh, this is so pretty. I lied. I'm also going to take this up on the brow bone a little bit for a more ethereal looking highlight. This is just like the most beautiful eyeshadow. I love this shade. Okay, and this is the finished look. I tried to keep Everything else really simple, more of a nude lip. Just, I have 2 light coats of mascara on, but no falsies, because this is another eye look that I just feel like speaks so well on its own. I love this palette. The colors blended great. Even though the 2 sides don't really look like they go together, you know, color-wise, they're 2 totally different color schemes. I combined colors from both sides to get this, like, hot fire Cheeto look that I've got going on. And I absolutely love the way that this turned out. Let me just put this out there that, you know, I'm not the biggest Kat Von D fan. I really don't like the Everlasting Liquid Lips. There's a couple of colors that I make work. Like, I love the Lolita color and Lolita too. Oh. But I have to make them work. They're way too drying for me. But I have never ever had a problem with any of her palettes. And this one's really no exception. The lighter shades had almost no fallout whatsoever, and the darker shades did have a little bit. Like, the darker you got, the more fallout you had, but it was mostly in the pan. Once you dipped your brush into it and put it on your eye, there was almost nothing but pigment. No fallout. I didn't have any problems with anything falling, you know, on top of the makeup I've already got done. Nothing under my eyes. It just turned out, honestly, so much better than I was thinking it was going to turn out. So I am just extremely pleased. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I literally came home. I retouched my makeup. I didn't do my hair. I didn't change out of my work clothes because I was like, Amy, this is not going to be about your hair and your clothes. This is all about the palette today. What are you excited for? So I literally just came in, charged my battery, and started filming with this. I was not having a very good day today. I'm just gonna say it. It was a pretty crappy day, and just sitting here doing this, doing my eyes, has just been so amazingly therapeutic. I am in such a better mood. So wonderful. Thank you guys again for joining me, and remember, if you like these videos, please give them a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and just remember, if you're having a bad day like I was, just kind of go to the place that makes you happy. Do something for yourself that makes you extremely happy, because this made me so much happier. I am in such a better mood, and I'm just glad I took the time to sit here and to take time for me, you know? Thank you guys again, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys!